Towards the beginning of 2024, we did a Multiversus hot takes video. So let's do a part 2. But this time, I asked you guys over on Twitter for some of your hot takes. I still got a couple of my own, but let's see what you guys had to say. So up first, this one right here, I thought this was a pretty good one. The game doesn't need attack decay to succeed. People just demand nerfs instead of putting in effort to learn strategies and counterplays against anything that tilted them during a match. I'll get to the second part, or the third part of that tweet in just a second, but this, I 100% agree. The game doesn't need attack decay to succeed. There's better ways to go about changing or nerfing or whatever, adjusting things that need to be adjusted. Moves might be spammable. There's different ways to handle it. We don't need attack decay in the game to make this game, well, succeed, like this person said. 100% agree with this, but I still think this is going to be a pretty big hot take because a lot of people are going to say, no, we need attack decay. But then the last part of the tweet, having 2 characters a season is phenomenal in terms of release. I agree. 2 characters a season. What? The season lasts, 8 weeks? So 1 character every 4 weeks. That's about 1 a month. Yeah, that's a pretty good release schedule. Although I will say, I'm going to tweak this very slightly. I'll say it would be nice every once in a while, to have a 3rd character per season. Just more hype for that season, you know? Hot take number 2 from you guys. Oh, this is gonna be a doozy right here. About half the roster feels like wasted space. The devs should be focusing on adding characters from franchises not yet represented before adding more characters from existing franchises. The roster is too small to have 3 and rumored to have 4 very soon Adventure Time reps, and then of course we currently have 4 DC reps with, well, Nubia on her way as well. So I'm gonna put this one like at a 5 out of 10 in terms of a hot take scale. There's part of it I kind of agree with. Maybe some of the roster feels like wasted space. Okay, sure. Could there be better choices? Always. But then the second part where the roster is too small to have multiple reps from like Adventure Time or DC. I can understand that to a degree. Maybe 4 Adventure Time reps this early in the roster's life cycle. Yeah, that might be a bit too much, as I have a voice crack right there. Very nice. But DC, that's like one of those franchises that you have to like double dip, triple dip, I dip, you dip, we dip, you know, type of thing. So it has points, but not quite. So I'm going to rate this 5 out of 10. All right, hot take number 3 from you guys. This was actually going to be one of mine, but Banana Guard is a fine inclusion to the game. I know we just talked about Adventure Time characters, but I think Banana Guard is fine. Say what you want. I don't care. I 100% agree with this, so I don't think this is really a hot take. But then again, that's just my opinion. I'm sure some of you, maybe many of you, are going to disagree, but Banana Guard is indeed a fine inclusion to the game. So I guess I'm just going to rate this one a 2 out of 10. Next hot take we got here. Multiversus does not need shielding, grabs, super moves, or team attacks. Again, 1,000,000% agree with this. I know there's people that are going to view this differently. Sure. Could shielding be added to the game to, you know, change up gameplay a little bit? Sure. But again, this isn't Smash Bros. This isn't Brawlhalla. Let's let Multiversus have its own identity. We don't need to keep using things from other games that they use. Let Multiversus develop its own way of playing. Let it develop its own style of gameplay. We don't need this stuff. So I 100% agree with this, but again, that's probably why this is a hot take. I don't think Multiversus needs this stuff. So for me, I'm rating this on a scale of hot takes. This is probably like a maybe 3 out of 10. Oh, here's an interesting one. As soon as Wicked Witch gets added to the game, it's over for you. I'm gonna twist the words a little bit around here. As soon as Wicked Witch gets added, or if she gets added, I'll say, does the hype level increase? Absolutely not. So maybe that's the hot take. Again, I'm twisting the words here a little bit, but does Wicked Witch add any hype? For me, she adds absolutely 0. I could care less about Wicked Witch possibly being a playable character. She gets added to the game. Okay, cool. I'll give her a try, see if I like her. But this is not a character I'm rooting for, but I'm not rooting against. So as soon as she gets added to the game, does it mean it's game over for all those players? No. So this hot take, I guess, is pretty high, or it's pretty low. Probably pretty low. No, but that makes it pretty high. I don't know. It's a hot take nonetheless. Oh boy, here's a good one. Every character deserves a chance. Yeah, that's a hot take. That's a hot take. So many people write off characters before we just even hear about them. Like I just did it with Wicked Witch, right? If she gets playable, if she gets added to the roster, I'm already kind of like, I don't care. On a hype level, I do not care. But I did say I will play her, I will give her a chance if she's added to the roster. So every character deserves a chance. I 1,000,000% agree with this. Smash Bros has taught me this. So for me, this isn't a hot take, but I know a lot of people are going to have a 180 view on this, so I had to include this one in the video. But in terms of me agreeing with this, I don't think this is a hot take, so this is like 1 out of 10. But I'm sure somebody in the comments will go, oh, it's actually 10 out of 10. Okay, we got a good one here. Multiversus is going to last at a maximum of 2 more years. Now, maybe it's the optimist in me, or maybe I just don't want Multiversus to die before then. But I think this is a hot take. Like on a severe level, I'm gonna give it like an 8.5 out of 10. But I disagree with this. I think Multiversus has made some good steps and changes to the game, server improvements, at least on a personal level. I can only speak for myself, but on a personal level, the server changes that they did during season 2. Since then, I've had very, very, very few, disconnect issues. Like the server, the gameplay feels a lot smoother than it did. So I think the devs have made some great changes to the game to make the game, put it in a healthier state. So let's talk about player count. That's one way to gain, a healthy perspective of, is the game in a lively state or is it dying? Well, his Dark Materia over on Twitter ran a poll the other day, and this was interesting. A lot of people always just use Steam numbers to determine if a game is dying or not. You can't take 1/4 of the data and go, oh, well, that's the only way to decide things. No, so they ran a poll asking people what is their primary place to play Multiverses, and, console, Xbox, PlayStation, and then, of course, they combined PC, Epic, and Steam together. But PlayStation was by far the most voted on for this. 55% of people play on console, PlayStation-wise. Then there's 16% that play on Xbox, and then PC and Steam combined, 29% of people that voted. So they kind of said Xbox has about half the number of Steam users. PlayStation seems to have roughly 3 times the Steam number of players. And then Steam, on average, is about 1,000. I've seen like 1,500 per day for daily average, but then you get like 5,000 for daily monthly averages. So, if you take that, it seems like combined with console and PC, there's about 10K players, and that can continue to grow as long as the devs continue to make proper steps in improving the game, the servers, and just kind of listening to player feedback. And they're doing a great job. So hopefully they can keep that going, and the game can last a lot longer than 2 years. All right, now we got to get to a couple of my hot takes. First one, unlocking Agent Smith through rifts was a fantastic idea, and they should continue doing that. That I 100% believe that. It just needed a couple tweaks. That was the best way to do it. Just have more difficulties unlocked for every rift. This was almost near perfect. Almost near perfect. Go back to unlocking characters by playing rifts. Please, just have more difficulties unlocked for more people to do it. It's a free character for playing the game. You're not meant to unlock the character immediately. You just make progress over a season. This was such a great idea, but too many people complained, and then it got removed, and, I really miss it. So, Multiversus devs, if you're watching this, you're not, but can we go back to this? This was actually a great way to do it. It just needs some tweaks. That's all. Hot take number 2 from me. We mentioned Steam charts just a moment ago, but if you only use Steam charts to judge Multiversus, you're just plain wrong. If you only look at 1/4 of the possible player data, that means you are missing like 75% of the data. You can't make a guess. You can't make an assumption. You can't make a final decision if you're missing 75% of the data. Therefore, if you use Steam charts to judge if Multiversus is alive, your opinion is irrelevant. I guess that's not a hot take, is it? But maybe it is. And then just my final hot take for this video, unique perks. For the vast majority of them, I should say. Vast majority of them could use some changes. I mean, make them actually have like a real effect on a character. Like, let's take Banana Guard. What am I supposed to do with his Ice Cry? I have to use that like 4 different times, 5 straight times or something crazy just to be able to freeze the opponent one time. That's never going to happen in a match. But there's so many other characters, it's just like these unique perks are practically useless on so many characters. So we need some changes to unique perks. Make their effects a little bit more effective.
It's so good.